Right folks, we're going to do a bit of late February season sowing. Some of this stuff, and I'll specify, but some of this stuff you need the extra light for, so some of it will be going under the heat lamps down on the allotment. But not all of it will. So I'll see you in a sec and we'll go through what I'm planting. Hey guys, right, I promised you a look at some seed sowing today. Now this is some late February seed sowing, and so one of the things that I'm going to be sowing, in case I forget to mention it, is I'm going to sow some beefsteak tomatoes. These are Tomato Beef Master from Grow Seed. Grew some last year, really nice, got a couple of really nice big tomatoes off one plant. So I'm going to do a few more of those this year. But they are going to be going in one of these.
Yeah, I'm going to put water in.
No we're not, because there's holes in it.
Oh.
Smart ass. Or we may just use two little pots actually. I'm going to go out there and see what I can find. Do you want to go check Rosa? In actual fact, little mission for you. Do you want to go in those tubs at the end of the garden and find me 4 of the smallest pots you can find? But one of the reasons really that I'm doing some sowing today is I want to review these, or I want to show you these. Now, you will be familiar, depending on how many other YouTubers you watch, perhaps with this one. This is the Charles Dowding seed tray from Container Wise. I must admit, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lovely, strong, sturdy tray. Yeah, can you find me some more sort of that size? But I tell you what, these cells are tiny. They really are tiny. So I'm going to keep hold of mine. I'm not going to be using it today, and it's going to be used in March, and it's probably going to start off majority of my beetroot and lettuce. Now the reason I wanted to show you these is I've got a fair few different sizes. Now these are the ones that I was going to get last year and was never able to. And these all, for regular viewers, all the different sizes I've ordered are all from a particular size range, and they all fit
somehow
inside a standard gravel tray. These are the root trainers. And I must admit,
they are the best.
These are really, really good. Really, really good. Really sturdy, really strong. You'll get a lot of years out of these if you look after them. That one is going to be for my sweet corn, which I'm not doing today.
Ah.
But I got majority of different sizes. This one really is kind of too big for an allotment grower. Thank you very much. This one really is kind of too big for an allotment grower, or I can't think of anything to grow in it. These are very big cells, very big cells. Giant sweet corn. It's almost as big. You could probably put a whole cob in one of these.
Oh, it could be a cob store.
But once again, right size to fit in a gravel tray. The Charles Dowding one doesn't fit in a gravel tray. This is what I'm going to use today. This is a 4x7. So what's 7 times 4? Keep them quiet for a second. We're going to get 28 cells. We're going to get 28 plants of all sorts of different things in here, and then we're just going to pop it, lo and behold, in a gravel tray because it fits. In actual fact, I think it'll go home. But what I've done is I've also got another root trainer. Now I've ordered one of each of their root trainers in this particular size that fits in a gravel tray. And this one is 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go on, what's 5 times 8? Or 8 times 5? 40. 40 plants will go in here.
Holy cow.
That is going to be the majority of my March sowings. But we might use it today because we're going to do some flowers.
Wait, that's next month.
It is next month, well done.
And what day is it?
So do you want to start filling, do you want to swap places with me? Do you want to start filling and I'll have a look at the seeds, or I'll start showing people the seeds that we're going to put in there. So we're not doing the herbs. In fact, actually, we might use one of the seed trainers, one of the root trainers today, and I'll show you why. A fair few flowers going in today. I'm going to do some tangerine marigolds. Yeah, and we're going to save a packet of them for a second sowing in April. That's not a cornflower. We're going to do some cauliflower snowball. Another one to go home under the lamp, so it'll share the tray with the tomatoes. And that's melon Amir F1. Not sowing many of these. I'm just doing them as an early sowing experiment, and then I will be sowing a second sowing. These say February to April. So I'm going to sow some now. We're at the back end of February. I'm going to sow some more back end of March. But we're going to be sowing some of them. Yeah, we're going to do some red night marigolds, once again from Grow Seed. I believe actually at the moment currently not available. We're going to do some Romanesco cauliflowers. We're going to do some... Actually, are we going to do some of these? No, we're not. We'll do some of these because they'll keep you happy, but we're not going to sow loads. We're going to do some purple kohlrabi.
Nice!
We're going to do some broccoli calabrese. We're going to do some French bean barlottos. We're going to do some pea sugar snaps.
Oh, yeah.
Some pea Oregon pod. And we're going to do the second sowing of dahlias. So now Charlotte's filled that up, I'm going to show her what she should have done. Which is fine, because what we can do for a lot of seeds actually is just pop one on top there and then cover them over with some more compost. Not yet. So
I just want to get in action.
we're gonna come up with a plan, because there's a lot of cells here.
Boom, 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 boom.
A lot of cells. So we're going to sort through these cells now. Okay, right, we've come up with a plan. So we want the vegetable seeds. So we want the broccoli, the kohlrabi, the 2 cauliflowers, the melon and the tomatoes are going to be going in smaller trays. So, in fact, the melon and tomatoes actually will go in pots. Decided. That's a decision. Melons and tomatoes are going in little pots. Yes, thank you, Rosa. The vegetables,
Peas.
and the flowers are all going to be separate. Right, okay. These seeds, the first ones we're going to be sowing, there's no particular way of doing it. The asparagus are just an experiment, but they will be quite happy in here until they want potting on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, not a problem. So Charlotte can start with her kohlrabi, and we'll do 2 rows of kohlrabi. There's no knack to any of these seeds, no special skill, no special treatment. The only thing you need to remember really with all of these is the rule of thumb is put them about 3 times as deep as the seed is wide. You're going to see in a sec, aren't you? So we'll crack on. Kohlrabi seed just look like every other brassica seed.
Holy
Little
cow.
black seeds.
I never knew kohlrabi was a brassica.
It is. Are you not doing it? Am I doing it? I've done that row. You want to do that row. You don't need to bury them, just pop them on top. That says first sowing of kohlrabi, back end of Feb, and we're going to go for a second sowing in March. No, we're not. May. Next one,
Broccoli.
broccoli, calabrese.
Broccoli.
Once again, we'll do 2 rows.
Oh. So just like the kohlrabi one.
These will look exactly the same. See? Brassica seeds.
Broccoli.
2 rows. I'll do 1, you do 1. Broccoli. Done. And once again, we'll put this in for a second sowing in May. So we want 1 row of Romanesco cauliflowers. It's that simple.
What? And the next one.
You can do the row of snowballs. Cauliflower we'll put in June for second sowing. And then as the experiment on the end here, we're just going to throw in some of these asparagus. We've already got asparagus on the plot, but I was just intrigued. Slightly bigger seeds, but little black dots again. And if we end up with some more asparagus plants, we'll make a second asparagus bed. Because asparagus good. Makes your wee smell like sugar puffs.
Oh,
What? It does. Cover these over. And I think in actual fact we will label them. I was just going to write on the front, but these cells are actually plenty big enough. Can I have the level of 5,000, please?
Level 5,000.
Oh, it's at the side of me.
Level 5,000. Not for sale.
It is, patent pending.
Oh. Yeah, well, you just made it. Level 5,000.
Everybody makes everything.
It's just a piece of wood. No,
Shh, don't tell everybody my secret about the level of 5,000. It's not just a piece of wood, it's patent pending.
It's ultra wet.
So we'll put these in a gravel tray because these fit in a gravel tray. I'm going to keep hammering that home, you know. I'm not going to shut up about them fitting in a gravel tray because it's a big thing for me.
Have something that can fit in a gravel tray.
I like things that fit in gravel trays. Come on out the way, girls. I need to go get some water
Alright.
because these need to go soak. So they've gone out to soak and the kids have disappeared. So we're going to get on and we're going to sow some more dahlias. These ones I am going to label up the front. So what I'm doing, because this tray is going to be largely dahlias, is I'm just putting a piece of tape on the front. Piece of masking tape. And what I'll be able to do is, hopefully if there's enough seeds, we'll do, I think they're all, we've got Dahlia, Pom-Pom, Firework and Diablo. So, I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but to the naked eye, it's plenty visible. Right, we'll get on, we'll get these sown, but once again, marigold seeds, Dahlia seeds, I found that there needs to be nothing special done for these guys. So we'll get these covered up, same as I did the veg seeds, and get them a soak. Hey, right, so we'll start with the melon seeds. Put them in these slightly taller tubs. And I'm not going to use seed and cutting, I'm going to use multi-purpose because I think that they're going to be in here just a little bit longer, so they're going to want the nutrition. I'll do the same with the tomatoes as well. Melon seeds. Now the melon seeds, I don't know if these are large melon seeds or not. Melon seeds, if they are, similar to cucumber seeds, are like little boats when it comes to the water. So what you want to do, through the seeds, is try and plant them on their side so that water doesn't pool on top of the seed. Now these are just an experimental early sowing. I'm not doing loads. I don't recommend you do them just yet at home. I would leave it until mid-March or even April. But I'm going to try some again in March and some again in April, depending on how they take and if I lose them to frost. I am going to cover them over with the seed and cutting because it's lighter. Of course, the other problem with these is, I don't know if you've grown melons before, guys, but they can produce quite large plants. And what I didn't mention, actually, the dahlias will be going back home with me to the greenhouse at home. Same as these guys are going to be going home and into the tent at home. The dahlias are going to be going into a greenhouse at home as well. The reason being is I can look after them a lot better. So I'm going to do the same with the beefsteak tomatoes. I'm going to put them in multi-purpose as opposed to seed and cutting. I'll just top them with the seed and cutting, but I'm going to put them in multi-purpose. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to double sow a couple of these. In fact, I'll double sow all three. But once again, I'll put these up for a second sowing, probably late March. Only want a light covering, really. Once again, gravel tray. And I'll get a nice soak. Bottom water where possible. Personal preference, but it's just the way I do it. I'll just fill the tray with water and leave them for a good half hour. Right, well, I bet you've seen enough of me sowing seeds today. I have got some other stuff that I need to sow for friends and family. And I'll quickly run you through what they are. Although I haven't sorted through these. That's where I put my cabbages. That haven't been sorted through. Okay. Sort them out in a second. So, other herbs you can be sowing now. Basil. I'm not sure if this is one you can sow now. It is. Dill. We're going to sow some of that now. Parsley. A different type of parsley. I prefer the curly. It's easier to chop. Coriander. Surprisingly, all year round. Chamomile, not yet. That's in April, May. We'll put that in for May.
Harvest all the way round?
Yeah, you can sow it all year round in the right conditions. Chives, they can go in now. You're playing with the compost. Savoury, sage, parsley I've already talked about. Tarragon, that can go in now.
Yeah,
Rosemary. And thyme. So I'm going to get on and get all those sown now for family. I'm not going to film it. So yeah, I'm going to get these herbs sown. If I wasn't so tight with the compost, I might actually use these. But I'm going to put them in little pots. I'm not going to, once again, I'm going to use the multi-purpose because I don't know when how long they're going to be in there for, because obviously we don't know when we're going to be able to go see family yet.
So lockdown isn't officially over.
No, it's not. And my family isn't local. So anyway, sorry, I'm getting carried away and waffling. I hope you've enjoyed the video. There's one more job I've got to get done on the plot down today. We've got to put the shallots out. Sasha, Mummy's going to kill you and you're going to end up back in the bath.
There she goes, eating grass.
She's not, she's eating worms.
Ew,
She's digging worms up.
Ew, Sash.
There's a couple of jobs I want to get done out in the allotment, so I'm going to do that. That once again will be a separate video. It's going to be a heavy video for you guys for this week. Heavy week for videos, should I say. I do hope you like, I do hope you subscribe. It does help me out.
Don't forget to share.
It is free. Don't forget to share. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
I am too.